Hi everyone, Christoph here and welcome back to the channel Bonsai Expression. Anyway, Christmas is finished, New Year has passed and surprisingly we've got quite nice weather. It's actually 11 degrees, which means I can actually work on a tropical outside, no stress, no worries, it's not going to harm the tree. We are in the UK, so yes. Anyways, for me, I work in hospitality and it's been a crazy couple of weeks. I'm exhausted and finally I've got a couple of days off. So, the other day, just before I went off to work, I was watering my trees and I noticed a horrendous smell, like sulphur, really eggy, and come across one of my Benjaminas. And as I got close to watering it, I realised, it's that. What causing the smell, you ask? Well, it's the roots. So, because I've been watering it inside and it's been very busy, slight neglect, some of my roots, let me get them over here, so they are starting to rot. Now that is caused from sitting in water. So all my aerial roots, as you might see, I've got, sorry, it stinks, I've got damage from all the mouldy roots, and then underneath it's not too bad now, but that was a lot more, there was a hell of a lot more root there. So what I've done is I dunked it in water the other day before I went into work, give it a good old washing, and then a good clump of root actually fell off where it had root rot, so that's what's left. But I'm worried the inside might have some rotting roots as well. So what we're going to do today, as you can see just here, there you go, so just there, and we've got more on this bit. So what we're going to do is we're just going to nip the ends of those off that are rotting, clear it up, get it out this pot, get in some fresh soil, and we're going to have a look at the roots in here, and we're going to get it in another pot. So the pot, I'm just going to go a little bit bigger into a terracotta pot, which, oh, it's over here. I've already started setting up, so we've got the base already done, nice guard, and I've put, as you see, a little bamboo stick in there, and we've wrapped our tie downs in there around, so it's nice and secure, as we usually do. And so that's ready to go, so we don't need to mess about showing you all that. I don't want to be out here too long. As I say, we are on the minimum temperature of what we can do with tropical trees, which is around about the 11 degrees over in the UK. So we are pushing it. So it's an emergency repot. This time of year it's fine, but usually want to do it indoors. But I'm going to be doing it outdoors. I've got more light, and as I say, we're on the minimum temperatures, so it should be fine. But I've got more light out here. I've got a lot more room to work, and yeah, I'm just going to grab into it, and we're going to have a look at the roots. And as I say, the tree seems very healthy. I've caught it in time, but them roots stink. I feel sick, but we'll have a look, and yeah, we'll see where we go from here, and we'll show you what we're going to do. Hopefully the roots ain't too bad in there, and they were just on the outside, because there was a mass of roots on the outside, and that's all fell off. So I've just dunked it in a bucket as much as I can, and as I say, cleared out as much crap as I can out there, and that root moss just fell off, but them aerial roots as well, they're just slipping back. So we're gonna have a go at that today, and get in some fresh soil, and hopefully we'll be all right with that. But them aerial roots are doing really well, so I'll probably lose a lot of those, but hopefully we snip them back and then they'll continue to divide and grow into the new soil. So stick around guys, because we're right, let's have a dig into this. So first things first, let's get this out of this stinky pot. Okay, so it's not going to do that. I'm just going to lean it on its side there, and I'm going to lower the camera so you can have a look at the roots from what I'm doing. So let's bring it down here. So you can see all these roots here. What I want to do is just give these a quick snip. Just remove the bigger ones, just so I can get the pot away from the tree. So this is pretty root bound. So So let's get the right tool for the job. So I'm just going to use this by sliding it down the side, just like this. And I'm just going to break the pot. So this, theoretically, other than breaking the pot, as you can see I have done, should just go around the side, loosen up all those roots. Now this is a Benjamina, so Ficus Benjamina, so these roots do tend to get quite gnarly and big. And oh my god, whoa, this stinks. Oh, that's one way of getting out. Whoa, bloody hell, that stinks. Oh my god. It's a good job you. Oh, sorry. It's a good job you can't smell this through the screen. Oh. Oh, that's knocking me sick. Oh. Okay. Whew, let's continue. Okay. Oh my god. They really do stink. So you can see how can't catch my breath. So you can see the roots on this, pretty pot bound, but nice feeder roots. So this one here is pretty rotten, so I'm just going to snip all the rotten ones up, all the aerial roots that are rotten. I'm going to snip up here. Looks like the inside, maybe just the bottom, little bits, but nothing major. I think maybe we'll just come in, see what we can work out, and then give it a trim back. So if I just aim the camera down so you can see a little bit better, there we go. My god, this stinks. But you can actually see on this branch, let me bring you in. Look at the branch there, it's got all the mould on it. So we need to clean this up. That's probably partially why it stinks as well. Do you know what, I'm just going to dig in because the smell is actually making me heave. It's really, really bad. I need to get this out and get it washed. I can't tell you how bad this smell is. Oh my god. Well, to be honest, I am so glad I decided to do this outdoors and not indoors. As always, right radially, I'm going to go away from the trunk I don't want to damage any more roots than I have to. I really should invest in a mask. Oh. I'm sorry, I need to take a break. The smell is unreal. Oh man. That is disgusting. So I'm guessing that most of the smell is from this bottom bit here. But as soon as I start going into the middle as well, it's getting unruly with that smell. But you can see, got quite a lot of feeder roots so far what we're getting. And then we've got just a little bit of a couple of larger roots. But so far so good, nothing major. No stupidly big fat pieces. Oh, that bit was a stinky bit. This seems to be the largest root so far. With Benjaminas, they do produce really fat, gnarly roots. So far so good. We're doing all right. Let's try and get this big bad boy out of the bottom. Come on, you can do it. So I think I'm going to struggle with this off camera because the smell is absolutely knocking me sick. Once I've done, I'll come back because I'm pretty sure you don't want to keep listening to me gag. I'll be back in a minute. Okay, so we've cleared it out as much as possible. That's what we're left with. Let's get you in. There we go, so you can see a good healthy amount of roots. If we're looking just to this bit here, let's move the leaves out of the way. We've got a good amount of aerial roots coming off, but it's gone everywhere on the lower branch. That branch might actually be a little bit too low, so we might actually remove that one. There you go. And then we've got all this. So that is what's smelling. Everything in there, it absolutely stinks. So I'm going to wash this out and come back to you, and then we'll see what we've got left. Just put that to one side. And if I shuffle the camera, that's what I've just dug out, and as I say, because it's all mouldy and rotting with water, it absolutely reeks. So I'm just going to wash the tree out now and I'll come right back. And we're back. So there we go. Clean, and it smells so much better. Oh man, I'm not gagging anymore. So we've got a nice healthy amount of roots now. All the nasty parts have actually come off as I blasted it with, well, I won't say blasted, but as I cleared it out, it was all just falling apart. The main section I just need to remove is this bottom part. It's going from the bottom of the trunk, so I'm just going to remove this part here. And then this branch that has actually got all the aerial roots as well, I just want to remove that. From the design of the tree, it's just too low. So I'm just going to snip that. I hope you're on camera here. I need to get in just there, you can see. I'm just going to go in, take that out. There we go, and I'll clean that up in a second. So I'm just going to get in here. I'm just going to go and get the correct tool. So I'll put you down there, and the correct tool you want is a pair of knob cutters, so we can get in and get there proper. And we can just gnaw at this. So that'll do for the time being. nice and flat. I'll just dig in, make a nicer cut in just a second, but for now I can see where I'm going with it. And then as I come up as well, I just need to get in here and probably do something with these section as well. So it looks like I've got a high radial up here and possibly down here as well. So I'll just move the camera angle down so we can work flat down here rather than up in the air. So we'll do that. We'll move camera angles and we'll come back. So here we have the tree. Quick little turn. So I think I've decided, just by having a quick look, so this branch is also a little bit too low. So I'm just going to whip that one off as well. So you can see all the other aerial roots I've got here growing. So now I actually have a trunk that actually goes up, and you can see, and our first branch starts at a decent height. In terms of the rest of our root system, let's move you out, let's get in here, let's rig this out a little bit so we can see what we're doing. So the roots, now we've had a good wash with them, they don't look to be damaged or mouldy, which is really good. The only issue I do seem to have, if I bring you in, is these larger ones, they do seem to be going round. So what I would like to do is just get in there and remove them. Just take them out. And I'm going to bring that one back as well. So I do have a feeling I've got a nice large root over here we might have to deal with later on, possibly here as well. So let's continue to rake these out. So it does look like we've got two root systems, one towards the base here and one up top. Now with this being a ficus, I could just go in, make a big chop here and then use this section as our plane. So I think what I'm going to do is go get my saw, just cut that section off just here, and then we'll have a nice flat radial surface. By the looks of it, can I do that? I'm just going to double check I can do that before we go do something so majorly intrusive. I don't want the tree dying. But it does look like we can do that. We can go ahead and cut half the root system off. So yeah, I've got a nice big gap. I'm going to go around and cut that. So I'm just going to go get my saw and we're going to do that. Now this isn't for the faint-hearted, but I've got my branch saw, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to go straight in this section here and just remove. So I've got the branch against my bench, as sturdy as I can, without damaging anything else, and try and put my thumb and finger behind it as well so I don't damage. And we're just going to remove this section here, nice and slow to begin with. Now yes, it is going to remove the bottom part of the flare of the tree. We've got all them roots at this section here that will eventually flare out, causing a new nabari. I wasn't expecting to do this procedure. So we've taken all that off. So we've literally flat bottomed. And we're still left with a new radial plane. So I'll give it another quick wash. Then we'll comb it out and we'll get it all potted back up. So this is what we're left with. Let's bring you in, and if you're wondering what the bottom now looks like, it will look something like this. So just neaten this little section up here. And then I've got a couple of roots just higher up I want to remove. That one there. And I've got this one here as well. That's going up and over. As you can see, this here goes up and over, so I just need to take that out. I want the root flare to be outwards, not up and outwards. So anything that's going up and out, same for this one here. And here. Try not to disturb the aerial roots too much. So this aerial root here is dead. I'm just going to remove that one. That one's too high. So everything else for the time being is really nice. Got a nice radial system. It's all nice and flat. Nothing stinks anymore. We've removed the two layers of roots, providing us with one flat layer. The tree is looking healthy again. I'm not going to trim any of the top, I don't think. I'm just going to leave it as is. I'm going to pot it up, see how it does, put it under the grow lights. Let me just get my snips. That's one side. Okay, snips acquired. Let's remove some of this wire, it's too long. Can't do anything with it. Oh, okay, there we go. Let's give it a bit of a twist. Yeah, that's sturdy enough for the time being. Let's fill it with some soil. Making sure to get the soil in between the roots. Don't want any air pockets. And I'm just going to tighten that cable up. There we go. Nice and tight and secure. And I'm actually going to get a proper chopstick and just make sure we're all in proper. Tree's nice and secure in the pot there. A little bit of wiggle. Now once we've done this, she's going back inside under the grow lights. So I'm just going to top her up a little bit more with some soil. Okay, so we might need a little bit of a trim just to bring her back into shape. So, and with that heavy prune on the roots, probably a good idea. But nothing too major, I don't think. Just tidy up where she's growing out of shape. Take this one out, it's growing right in, just there. So all I'm doing here is just pruning away the leaves that are just growing from the bottom. From where the new so let me show you actually. Let's get you in. So the best place to show you would be just there, slap bang in the centre on my screen. So we've got a leaf here growing, as you can see, just here, this one here. And it's grown, and then the new shoot has developed into a branch, so we're going to remove that because it's no longer needed. So that's what I've done on the other sections, and then all I've done as well is just gone round and shortened some of the branches a little bit. And when I have shortened them, I have used directional pruning, so if I cut here, the branch will develop from that section there, like that, because that's the way the leaf is growing. It'll grow that way. So that's all I've done. Just bringing it back nice and tidy. As a tree, is a little bit unkept and a little bit unmanageable. So we've got a big congestion right here. Let's move that leaf out of the way. So you see there's a big mound of congestion here, so what we need to do is thin that out. I think, truly in honesty, I need to remove one of these branches. I've got this one, and they are both in the way. There's too much going on. And we've got this one growing as well. That's got to go. So looking at it, one of them has to go. This one. So we've got to remove this one. The decision being, we've got this one growing in the direction. So these ones are parallel, they're both growing in the same direction, so this one's got to go. So we're just going to remove this one. There we go. So that, when you turn it, should open it up a little bit. And I'm just going to bring that back as well. So here. Cut that back. Also going to cut that further back here as well. And I'm going to lose that branch. And I want to lose this branch because it's too long, but I want something to develop here really. Otherwise I'm going to have to use that and bring this one back. Yeah, so I'm going to lose this bottom branch as well. It's just far too low. Let me bring you down, show you what my quick trim just looked like. So I've still got some aerial roots towards the bottom. Nice little trim on the Benjamina. And best of all, the roots do not stink. So let me give that water in and we'll come back and have a proper look. So after the root prune, nice little repot. So we've still kept a couple of aerial roots towards the bottom. Got rid of those lower branches. Quite a few of them actually. Nice little trim up. So we've got plenty of light going into the main trunk. We've reduced a bit of the height and the bushiness, so no longer looking like a bush. Most importantly, she doesn't stink, no root rot. We've got her in some fresh soil, which is going to help. Nice bigger pot as well, so she's good to go for the next couple of years, and she's still healthy. So I've got this huge branch which does stick out like a sore thumb. Hopefully we're going to develop a couple of back buds down here. If we don't, we'll just cut back and use this branch, and it's the same on this side as well. Hopefully I'll get something over here. If we don't, you know, we'll do something towards in the future. I'm not sure what, but she's only developing it. She's a cutting actually from the Fusion Ficus. So the original plan was to use her in that project, but I left her and she's grown into this. So this is one of the Benjamina cuttings from that project. Yeah, so that is where we're looking at. So that's the video about the stinky roots on my Ficus Benjamina. So again, whether they're inside or outside your trees, it doesn't matter. You do need to look after them, and you do need to try and keep as much close eye on them as you can. My simple fact is, a little bit of neglect and I've got rotting roots. Simple fact is, I'm in work and yeah, can't give them the attention that they deserve. They're inside in a grow light, well, in a grow light area, and just because they've been standing in a bit of water, they've got mold and they're rotting. So it's only the fact that I've gone to water them before work and I noticed a horrible stench. As you hear in this video, me gagging and nearly throwing up just trying to make the video. Oh, it stinks. Just that smell. Oh no. Anyway, try your hardest to be to look after them and to be vigilant. But anyway, the tree's fine. We did a root prune. We did more than we was going to actually, and I want to say, if the video towards the end it looks a bit like I was in a hurry, as you can probably tell, temperatures dropped, so I was in a bit of a hurry. It's gone from the 10 degrees and we're now at 7 degrees. So ideally I wanted to move inside, but I haven't got any room at the moment. Christmas and New Year, and I'm trying to, you know, sort things out in there. But alas, let's finish this video up and I will see you next week. Thanks for watching, everybody. For all those new subscribers, thank you very much. Means the world to me. And thanks for watching. Have a good one, everybody. Bye bye.